Let's start lying down in a supported back bend. So you can take one of your blocks lengthwise along the mat, and then the second block horizontally, so that when you lie back, it'll be the mid-back, sort of right around the ribs, so the shoulder blades wrap around the block, and then the back of the head rests. And you can bring your legs long and your palms facing up. Bringing your awareness to the diaphragm. Filling the chest with breath. As you inhale, the ribs expand. The body fills with breath. And as you exhale, feeling the ribs contract, the body folds in on itself. Noticing the rise and fall of the breath, not only in the chest and diaphragm, but throughout the whole body. Letting yourself soften. Now slowly reach the arms overhead, palms face up towards the ceiling. Walk the feet in so that the heels are hips distance apart, and flex the toes back up towards the face as you reach the heels towards the front windows, arms reaching back towards the back wall. And then slowly take the arms to 90 degrees, so this cactus position in the arms. And go ahead and bend the right knee, bringing the right heel to the right sitting bone, and then bend the left knee, left heel to left sitting bone, so you're in Baddha Konasana. And again, just feeling yourself drape over the blocks. Planting yourself down into the earth. Giving yourself a few moments to nourish and relax before we begin to grow. Notice any holding patterns. Maybe they slowly let go one at a time the longer you stay. And then take the hands to the outsides of the knees. As you inhale, draw the knees towards one another. Separate your feet hips distance. Soles of the feet plant down on the earth. Forearms come along the earth beside the body. When you press into your arms, lift the body up, head and neck come last. Roll yourself up. From here, bring the feet together. Big toes are touching, heels are touching. Take your hands behind you on your fingertips. Roll back, and then as you inhale, roll forward. Press into your hands. Bring yourself up into this squat. So now the big toes and heels are still together, the knees are wide. The arms come long, round in. Staying in this rounded position, start to draw the knees towards one another so that you hug yourself. thighs fit perfectly around the torso, and then slowly bring one arm around and then the other so that your palms are lying underneath your heels. Reach the crown of the head forward and the forehead relaxes down. Just taking a moment here. Feeling the back body spread, lower back opening. Breathing space. And then very slowly start to come out. Bring your hands forward, bring the knees together, and as you roll up one vertebrae at a time, inhale as you press into the feet and come all the way up to standing. You can remove the blocks from the mat and come to a standing position at the top of the mat. Big toes touching, heels touching, feet stamped down, crown of the head lifts up, and close the eyes. Start to connect with your foundation. And remember, that's whatever is making contact with the earth. So feeling the entire sole of the foot firmly against the earth. And just observing without judgment. And then with the eyes still closed, start to rock your weight forward and back. Just playing around with the weight distribution here. Noticing the different parts of the foot. And then maybe going left and right. Until eventually you find yourself back at center. Giving yourself the freedom to experience imbalance so that you can find your center. And imagine a plumb line, a straight line coming down through the crown of the head, through the center of the body, along the spine, and down into the inner arches of the feet and into the earth. With the eyes closed, visualize this central axis, this Sutra Atman. Blink the eyes open and inhale, reach arms up overhead, palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, fold down, bend the knees deeply, let the belly come flat along the thighs and relax head and neck. Inhale, start to straighten the legs, come high onto the fingertips and look halfway. Try to shift forward so your hips are right over your ankles and let yourself gaze down towards the floor so you can reach the crown of the head forward and the sitting bones back, finding a lot of length along the side bodies. Exhale again, fold, bend the knees, relax the head and neck. Inhale, straighten the legs. Again, find space between left hip, left shoulder, right hip, right shoulder. Again, exhale, fold, bend the knees, round in. Inhale, again, lift halfway, and then bring your fingertips down. Left foot stays grounded. Inhale the right leg up so you're in this supported warrior three. Try to find space between the left hip and the left shoulder. So send the left hip back so that you find equal length between the left and right side of the body. Keep reaching back through the right heel as the right toes point down towards the earth. And then as you're ready, exhale. Step the right foot back and land it at a 45-degree angle. Again, find that position with the hips, left hip back so there's an equal space between the side body. As you inhale, reach arms up, warrior one. Hands can be together or apart. Maybe bring the hands down to the waist for a moment and see if you can shift the hips so that they come more towards this even plane with the left hip reaching back, right hip coming forward, and then scooping left sitting bone under. Bending a little deeper in the knee, knee over ankle, And then reach arms up overhead. Make sure you're pressing down into the outside edge of the right foot, finding some buoyancy in the back leg, and lifting the torso, the abdomen off the hip joints as you lunge. Exhale, let the hands come down. Spiral onto the ball of the back foot. Press down through the hands, protract the scapula. Maybe you lift the left foot up off the floor for a moment, and then sweep back to a three-legged dog. Left heel reaches back, toes flex down. Come high onto the tippy toes of the right foot. And then slowly bend the left knee so the knee comes towards the navel. Spiral, shift your weight onto the left hand as you rotate to the inner arch of the right foot. Take the left foot down. And then inhale, reach the right arm up, fall in triangle. Slowly exhale as you bring the right hand down to the mat. Lift the left leg back up, and then maybe you rotate over to a side plank variation. Both feet can be down. You can have one leg bent for support. Maybe you can inhale, reach the left arm up overhead. Feeling yourself in one straight line, imagining that central axis along the body as you lift the hips. And then exhale, slowly bring the left hand down, come to high plank, and take your time, lowering all the way down to the earth. Relax for a moment. Let your forehead rest. Take your hands back so your palms are flat, in line with your ribs. Draw the elbows towards each other behind you, and then invite the elbows strongly towards the back wall. Again, connect with your foundation, the whole entire surface of the palm and the top of the feet. Press down actively. And as you inhale, you slowly peel yourself up, guiding with the chest. The gaze shifts forward last and stays there, baby cobra. Pause in any spots where you feel stuck and breathe into those dark spots. Exhale, slowly coming down. Tuck the toes under. Shift back first onto the knees. And then press down through the hands, press down through the toes. Lift the knees off the ground and hover. And then as you inhale, come all the way up onto the balls of the feet. High downward dog, and then take a half-inch step in, and then lower the feet down. Breathing deeply in downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath, gently constricting the back of the throat. And again, closing the eyes, press down through your foundation. Soles of feet, palms of hand, connecting with the earth. Beginning to perceive yourself as part of the environment instead of something separate from it. Feeling your hands and feet as part of the earth, recognizing your body as an extension of the landscape. Gaze forward, step the left foot first, and then the right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift high on fingertips halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, round in. Again, inhale, halfway, high on fingertips. This time, the right foot stays forward, and the left leg reaches back, supported. Warrior 3. Finding space between the right hip and the right shoulder this time. Reaching back through the left heel. Left toes coming down towards the mat. Activate the abdomen, the core is strong. And then slowly, as you exhale, bring the left leg down, landing it at a 45-degree angle. Position the hips, and then inhale, Virabhadrasana A. Again, you can take the hands to the waist and help yourself find a more comfortable and appropriate position here by letting the left hip slowly come forward and gently inviting the left hip back. Pressing down through the outside edge of the right foot and bending right knee over right ankle. Once you're there, you can reach the hands down and feel grounded through the feet. Direct your energy down towards the earth, and then feel how the energy and maybe your mood shifts as you reach the arms overhead and lift the abdomen, the torso, the chest, the head away from the hips. When you're ready, exhale, hands come down to the mat, spiral onto the ball of the left foot, press down into the hands, lift the right foot off the mat, and then slowly come back to a three-legged dog. Attempt to keep the hips on the same plane, reaching back with the right heel, toes pointing down. And then very slowly, as you exhale, round the right knee towards the right navel, and then start to shift to the inner arch of the left foot. Weight comes into the right hand, and the right foot comes down to the earth, underneath the body, just slightly behind the right wrist. And then inhale, press down into your hands, to your feet, and reach the left hand up. Gaze up. Twisting and lifting with the body and the breath. When you're ready, exhale, start to bring the left hand down first, and then shift the right leg back. Rotate to the outer edge of the left foot. Bring the right foot on top of the left or behind with a bent knee, and inhale, reach up, side plank, Vashisthasana. Shoulders away from the ears, strong glutes, abdomen, legs, feeling the spine lengthen as you support yourself with the limbs. Exhale, slowly bring the right hand down. Take a pause here in high plank. Take a deep inhalation, shift yourself forward, and then slowly lower down all the way to the earth. Again, baby cobra, or slowly working into a fuller version of cobra. Taking your time, pressing down through your hands, tops of the feet stays grounded. Slowly, let the bottom tip of the shoulder blade come into the body and rotate upwards towards the sky. Broaden the collarbones. Keep your gaze forward until you're in your fullest variation, and then keeping the back of the neck long, just shift your gaze slightly up. Taking your time to slowly roll down. Tuck the toes, come down onto the knees, push your weight back, and then lift knees off the ground. Stay in this sort of crouched position for a moment. Breathe, and then inhale, lift yourself up. Take a half step, walk in, plant the soles of the feet down. Downward dog. Allow yourself to feel a sense of buoyancy here. With the legs and arms active, the spine can relax and just hang here, suspended in space. Gaze forward, slowly step right foot to the top of the mat and left foot. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet, lift up, palms reach up and touch. And exhale, Samasthiti, standing position. Good. Inhale, reach arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back 1 foot at a time and come into a high plank. From your high plank, gaze down at your hands, make sure the fingers are spread wide, and then slowly shift your weight forward so that as you lower, your elbows come directly over your wrist. Inhale, slide over the toes or untuck one toe and then the other. Keep the legs lifted and come into upward dog, but keep gazing forward. And then exhale, roll over the toes, back to downward dog. Keep the left foot where it is. Slowly step the right foot to the top of the mat. Spiral the back foot down at a 45-degree angle. And again, inhale back to warrior one. Take your hands behind the back and interlace the fingers. Try to keep your hips in a warrior one position, so facing the top of the mat as much as your body allows. Lift the chest, broaden the collarbones, and then safely, with caution, let the upper body come down inside of the right leg and let your clasped hands go overhead. Slowly inhale as you come up, reach hands up. And then as you exhale, just shift your hips open to the side and open to warrior two. Knee over ankle. You can externally rotate both legs and open up through the inner groin. If you're having some problems with the SI joint, better to internally rotate the back leg so that you don't compress into the back SI joint. So upper inner thigh rolling down and in, but still gliding the hip back. Gaze over the front fingertips. When you're ready, straighten the front leg. Let the left hand come down the left leg and reach the right arm up and over. Stretch through the side body. Slowly inhale, come back to center. Again, bend in the front knee. Drag the back foot in slowly. The right hand comes down. And you inhale into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Option to use the block underneath the right hand. You can stay here with the hand grounded. You can play around with lifting the bottom hand up. You can bend the top leg, take hold of the foot. You can pull the leg in and open here, or you can flip your grip and open the leg wide. Anything that feels good. Taking a few moments here to explore and breathe. And then we'll slowly step back to warrior two, just as swiftly as we entered. We'll exit. And then take your hands down to the earth. Walk fingertips back, come to Skandasana at the back of the mat. You can stay lifted or you can bring your hands to heart center. You can open the arms and reach for the bind. Keep lifting the chest. Trying not to sink down into the flexibility, but adding that element of strength through that connection with buoyancy. Slowly unravel and walk yourself back to the top of the mat. Both hands plant and exhale. Lift the leg off the ground. Inhale up to three-legged dog. Roll yourself forward to high plank, maybe coming down through chaturanga with the leg lifted. Place the leg down and inhale into your upward dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Taking a few moments here to breathe, observing the differences between the left and right side of body. Inhale, reach left leg up towards the sky, and slowly step the left leg forward. Spiral onto the back foot and inhale, back up, warrior one. Hands to waist, level off the pelvis, reach arms down and then lift. Bringing the hands behind the back, interlace fingers, opposite thumb on top this time. Open through the chest. Let your shoulders come down away from the ears as you broaden through the collarbone. And as you exhale, keeping the left knee in close to the left shoulder, fold down. Humble warrior. Inhale, press into the feet, unwind, coming up to warrior one for just one inhalation, and exhale, open to the side, warrior two. Finding your stance, making sure left knee is over left ankle. Taking deep, conscious breaths into any areas that feel stuck. Bringing fluidity into any stagnant parts of yourself. As you inhale, the left leg straightens. Flip the left palm and reach the right arm down the right leg. Press actively into the left foot and feel a long line as if you're peeling the left body open from fingertips to toes. Slowly coming back to warrior two, and we're going to allow ourselves to softly enter Ardha Chandrasana. So glide the left foot in. Let the left hand plant as the right leg reaches up, opening through the hips. Playing around with any variations you did on the first side. Remembering that you can balance, you can bend the right knee, you can hold the heeling close to the glute, or you can open the leg up wide. Slowly stepping back, coming out just as softly as you came in, back to warrior two. And then coming back, letting the hips drop low, coming to Skandasana, back of the mat. Finding that same variation. where you come down and explore your flexibility, but also find that buoyancy by lifting the hips up, maybe opening the arms and reaching around for the bind. Once you have the bind or the arms open, you can roll the chest up towards the sky. Taking your hands down to the earth, slowly walking yourself back up to the top of the mat. Pressing the hands down to lift the foot up, coming into three-legged dog. Left leg extends. Maybe keeping the leg lifted as you inhale, come into a high plank. Exhale, three-legged chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend, upward dog or cobra. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Center the left foot and inhale, reach the right leg up overhead, point the toes this time, and open the hip. Let the right hip come on top of the left, bend the knee. If you'd like, you can start to come onto the fingertips of the right hand and let yourself open up so that the left toes and the right toes come down to the earth and you spiral onto the outer edge of the left foot, opening into wild thing. As you inhale, come back over, lifting the leg, and then slowly exhale, right knee to the center of the chest, and land the leg down. Keep the right knee in line with the right hip, and the left heel stays close to the left sitting frontal hip bone. Take a look back at your leg and make sure your toes, knees, and ankle are in a line with your hip. Closed hips, so warrior one position. Walk the hands back, open through the chest. Plant the hands down on blocks or fingertips and draw the elbows towards the space behind you as you find a gentle back bend. Shifting your gaze up slightly, but still keeping the cervical spine long. Maybe inhale, reach arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, very slowly, lowering yourself down to pigeon. Again, connecting with your foundation, palms of the hand, third eye, tops of the feet and legs. Taking a moment in this very humbling position, bowing down to the earth. Recognizing the power and the life force energy of the planet, of nature, and then recognizing your own small part in that greater energetic force. Press into the hands and slowly walk yourself back up. Shift your weight over onto the right hip and sweep the left leg around. The left foot lands to the outside of the right thigh and bring your hands around your knee. Left hand comes behind the body. Inhale, reach right arm up, and then twist. Right upper arm comes to the outside of the right thigh. Bring your palms together. press the palms together to help lift the chest. As you exhale, twist a bit deeper, and as you inhale, lift, broaden through the collarbones, and shift your gaze towards the space behind you. As you inhale, slowly unwind, cross the ankles, take your blocks, if you have them, which you do, and place them just a little bit far forward of your hips. Bring the hands flat on the blocks so that as your arms straighten, you can rock back on your sitting bones and draw the feet in towards the hips. Bring yourself into a tiny seedling, a super tight ball, and then inhale. As you rock the weight forward, you'll press down through the hands and try to lift the hips any bit off the earth. And then lower back down. Good. Adding on to that, we'll rock the weight forward, press down through the hands, and then roll forward. Bring your chest towards the earth as if you could face plant and kick your feet back at the same time, jumping back. Inhale, back bend with the blocks if you have them, and enjoy this height. Exhale, downward dog, same thing, hang on to the blocks for a moment. And then you can slowly shift the blocks over to the side. Coming back to downward dog. Centering the right foot, inhale, lift the left leg up, point the toes, stack the left hip on top of the right. Try to keep the shoulders level. Start to bend the left knee and take the left heel over to the right sitting bone. And feel the hips starting to shift. Let your weight start to rotate over to the right side. Spiral onto the outside edge of the right foot. And slowly let the left foot touch the earth and come into your back bend, wild thing. Feet pressing down, opening the chest, lifting the hips. When you're ready, slowly shifting back over, reach the left foot up, and then curl left knee in. Position the left knee in line with the left hip and slowly sit down. Right heel in line or just outside of the right front hip joint. Point the toes of both feet. Find yourself really stable and grounded in this position where you can feel the entire length of the outside of the left thigh grounded. Walk your hands back, lift the chest, tiny back bend, maybe reach arms up overhead. And as you exhale, either walk the hands out or slowly lower down. Dropping down again, connecting with the earth. Breathing into a feeling of reverence. Allowing yourself this time to shift the gaze internally. When you're ready, press down through the hands, and as you inhale, draw yourself back up. Shift over onto the left hip. Let the right foot sweep around. Sole of the right foot finds itself on the outside of the left thigh. Take your right hand behind the body on the fingertips. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, twist left upper arm to the outside of the right thigh. Hands come together, press into the hands, and shift. Keep inhale, lifting through the crown of the head, lengthening the spine. And as you exhale, twist a bit deeper, keeping collarbones wide, hips level, gaze steady. Slowly unwind, coming back to center. Again, taking hold of your blocks for one final jump back. Starting first with just the lift up, maybe crossing your feet the opposite way this time. Leaning back, rolling over onto the sacrum, taking the hands on the blocks. Exhale, and as you inhale, rock forward and press up. And then exhale, lower down. This time you'll inhale, pick up, and then exhale, shift back. When you're ready, rock forward, inhale, lift up, and go back. Inhale to upward dog, and exhale back, downward facing dog. We're going to come through to a seat. You can keep your hands underneath your blocks if you'd like to try the jump through. Come high onto the balls of the feet as we did before in that downward dog, and then crouch down, again, same way as we did. Knees low, hips low, gaze forward between your hands, and then maybe you play around with jumping through. Keeping the hips high, good. Bringing the soles of the feet down, reach the arms forward. Let's place a block between our thighs, medium setting, and roll down one vertebrae at a time until your back is flat against the earth. Keeping the block between your legs, walk your feet in and prepare for bridge pose. Let the block between your thighs work as a way to gather information. So see if this feels different as we come up into bridge. Your palms can be flat, hands can be interlaced under the body, or you can reach around for your ankles. When you're ready, it's your inhalation that draws the hips up, squeezing the block between the legs, and just noticing and exhale, slowly coming down. All right, we're going to do that twice more. One more time with the block, and then once without. When you're ready, take your time. Your inhalation lifts you up. Good. And exhale, slowly come down. Remove the block. And then we'll do one final time. You can do bridge or you can do wheel. It's your inhalation that brings you up as you're ready. Good. Try to bring the toes in slightly. Awesome. Breathe deeply. Again, connecting with your foundation, palms, soles of feet, equal weight pressing into the earth, and then tuck the chin first and slowly lower down. Softly move your feet so that they meet the edges of the mat, and let your knees drop in towards center. You can flip your palms up And take a moment here. Move your hands out to a T if they're not already. Shift both knees up towards the ceiling, keeping your feet pinky toe even with the edge of the mat. Take an inhalation here, and as you exhale, just shift your legs over to the left, both knees coming down, and move slowly. Inhale back to center, and exhale over to the opposite side. Moving with breath, but make it a slow, soft, conscious breath. Once you're back to center, draw the knees in towards the shoulders. Let the thighs come to either side of the torso. Come into happy baby. Grab the outsides of the feet. And slowly shift left to right. And really think about the hands gliding the knees down towards the earth, to either side of the body. And then keeping this position, you're set up here already. We're going to roll over into a spherical plow with the knees in the armpits. Find that perfect fit. Maybe you gain a little bit momentum by leaning forward and then slowly rocking back. Tops of the feet. Press into the palms of the hand. Down one vertebrae at a time, but let the feet disconnect with the hand last. Slowly, for as long as you can, let the toes brush along the arms until the hips come down and the feet lift. Take your hands so that they're at a angled position with the fingers down towards the top of your mat and to the sides. And find that same angle with the leg. Heels in, toes out. Close your eyes.